So now let's go to the second round. Okay, just potential trade ups. We'll do some trade backs on a later episode just so you can kind of get a feel. So to trade up, so the 49ers are picking, number 63 in the second round. All right, what would it take to jump up? And again, just sticking with, let's just trade a third round pick. Okay. So let's jump from 63 to 50, right in the middle of that second round. So if there's somebody that falls, who's somebody you could go up and go get? Now, the 50th overall pick, worth about 400 points. Okay. 63, that one's worth 276. So you got to make up about 124 points. Well, guess what? The 49ers own the pick that is worth exactly 124 points. That's pick number 94. So you trade your number 2 and your number 3, you can jump up 16 spots. Is that worth it? Man, if you see a guy or you have a guy graded that could be a starter or a plug and play player at a position, that's huge because here's the deal. And this goes back to my initial conversation, the whole idea behind this episode. How do John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan see these draft picks? I think there's 3 tiers. First and second round picks, okay? These are premium positions of need. And here are the quotes you hear from these guys. Cornerstones, chance to contribute early, premium. Like that's one of the best of their positions. And so if a guy like that falls, hopefully you get one at 31. You should. There's enough. This is a good draft. This is a good draft. You should be able to get somebody that fits that characteristic, at 31. Now at pick 63, maybe not. But if somebody falls to that 50 range, now we're talking. If you go up and go get one, I ain't got no problem with that at all. Now is the time where I don't mind if it's a center. I think if Zach Frazier falls, I think he's probably the most likely to fall. Could be wrong. He's a center. Man, you go up and get that dude. Let's say you get a tackle or a defensive end at pick 31. Whatever center falls out of those 3, Barton, Jackson Powers, and then Zach Frazier, go get the last one there. Oh, I would freaking love that. Offensive tackles in that range. There's lots of guys. There are lots of guys that probably will not be there at pick 63. Patrick Paul out of Houston. Kieran Amagaji out of Yale. Kingsley, I'm going to mess up his name, Samatua out of BYU. Like those are guys that fit what we do. And you can throw in the Tyler kid out of OSU. He fits too. I just think he'll be gone before then. And he's going to be going around right where the Niners pick. Edge, there's some guys. Now, they're not near. And again, obviously they're not good compared to the guys we were mentioning. But Chris Broswell, Alabama, you going to throw him out again? Alabama's got some guys that fit the 49ers scheme, that fit us at positions of need. I don't like Alabama players. I don't. I hate Alabama, period. I can't stand that place. But I don't want to discount the players. The coaching staff is gone. We'll deal with the future. But I think they got to be on the board if they're a fit. We drafted Cameron Latu last year. I think that's huge. Did pay it out, obviously. We'll see what happens. But there's some guys there. Now, edge, Braylon Trace, Washington. Adissa Isaac, Penn State. We talked about Chop earlier. Adissa is there too. That's 3 edge possibilities I'd have no problem trading up for. Now, cornerback enters into the equation for me in the second round. There are some stud corners. Cameron Lassiter, Georgia. TJ Tampa, Iowa State. Brock Purdy guy. Kalen King, Penn State. Like, those are the targets that I would be interested in trading up for in the second round at the positions. And I didn't talk wide receivers or defensive tackles. Those are there. But these are the positions of need. And again, you go back to what do Kyle and John want in the early rounds? Oh, I shouldn't hit the table that hard. I messed up my light. That's okay. Mess with it later. What do they want in the early rounds? Premium positions of need. What do we need? Tackle, edge, corner, center. Those just make sense to me. Wide receiver, you want to throw that in there? That's fine. This is Ayuk's current situation, which a lot of the conversation and John Lynch is going to be around Ayuk, and I hate that. There's so much more stuff you can talk about, but that's okay. Currently, this is his last year signed. Juwan Jennings, currently last year signed. Ronnie Bell, you like him. That's great. But if you're planning on moving on from Ayuk and Jennings after this year, which I would not be, then you got to have to get wide receivers to replace them. And that is a premium position for Kyle Shanahan. Let's say we don't get your 4 likes and we can't move up. What then? Wide receiver. I wouldn't take a wide receiver earlier unless a stud fell that you just loved. But this is a deep, deep, deep wide receiver class. And I don't even give a damn if you drafted a wide receiver in the first round. They're not playing over Debo, Ayuk, or Jennings. Let's just be honest. Maybe over Jennings, but yeah, I don't see that. That is a misuse of resources currently, in my opinion, when your Super Bowl window is wide freaking open. So, and again, these are the trade up targets. There's going to be guys that I love at 31 if you stand pat. There's going to be guys I love that are perfect scheme fits that are there. I mean, all else fails, just draft freaking Frazier, the center. I would be so happy with that. I would not even be mad. What's up, Kyle? He says, I watch more Big 12 games than others. Texas guy here. That's what's up. Hook 'em. Keep an eye on Guyton. I like him, man. I really do. That's the Tyler kid that I was talking about out of Oklahoma. I said Oklahoma State. My bad. 6'7", 327. Was at TCU, transferred to Oklahoma. I like him. He's a fit. Big dude. And I've seen him go as early as the 20s, and I've seen him go as late as the 60s. So that's a guy that we got to kind of see. But he's got the metrics. But yeah, he's all over the place, man. Raw, but really, really good. And he moves well. He moves very, very well. And a lot of these guys, that you guys are going to ask me about, I don't know, and I'm just going to be really, really honest. Oscar right here, Xavier Legit. I haven't done his film yet. He's South Carolina guy. Wide receiver, a lot of fun, 17 yards per catch. I'm looking at our draft stuff we got now. I mean, he's a fun player, second rounder. I haven't watched film on him. I've just got raw data that I've got to go through and process, so I don't know yet.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.